Trip. Soundbites is back and on the road this week. I'm Chris Herrington, and actually we're still sitting here in our Lux studios at the Daily Memphian home office, but I'm going to be hitting the road later this week, and I'm going to quiz colleagues Holly Whitfield and Natalie Van Gundy on the mic again about road trip food preferences, particularly gas station food preferences, or maybe weaknesses in some of our cases. But first, you can find all of our food stories in this podcast at dailymemphian.com, where you can also sign up for our weekly Table Talk newsletter. You can catch Soundbites Thursdays at 11 a.m. left of the dial at 91.7 FM WYXR, your crosstown radio, or subscribe to it in podcast form wherever you choose to get your audio. If you're a Facebook user, we encourage you to join our Table Talk group there as well. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
How are we doing?
I'm
we doing okay?
Great. Yeah.
All right. Just making sure everybody's okay. We're all strapped in. We got our seatbelts on. We're ready to go.
Yes.
I'm hitting the road this week. My wife and I are headed up to Chicago on Friday morning to visit our daughter at college for Parents Weekend. I wasn't sure if we were going to do that, but we're doing that.
Fun.
So I'm going to get some advice from you guys on road trip stuff. But before that, hit a few news and notes on the Memphis food scene this week. So, or since we spoke, which was a couple weeks ago, big news is that it seems like, I don't think it's 100% official, but it seems like the Memphis in May World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest, I think that's the official name.
It is, yes.
Is probably headed to Liberty Park, a.k.a. the Fairgrounds, a.k.a. Tiger Lane, from Tomley Park, where grease was allegedly poured into grates and various other things happened. Sounds like they're going to move to Liberty Park. It has been done, I believe, twice before in the past in that space. I while plenty of people want to be on the river, I've always heard from nonpartisans hey, it was pretty good at the fairgrounds. I did not go to either of those. How about you guys?
I went the first time. I can't remember what year that was. It had to be before 2013, I think.
Does
anyone remember?
2011 or something in the flood?
That was the flood year.
Yes.
So that would have been 2011. I know this because of the Grizzlies playoffs. It was the first year of our 7 years of grit and grind. 2011, second round against the Thunder. The waters were up to Beale Street. It was that spring.
Yeah. Well, that's the time I went, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm if they end up moving there, I'm looking forward to going back and seeing what it will be like.
I went not this past year, but the year before when they had it.
The COVID era.
The COVID one.
We had the flood and we had the COVID.
We had the flood and we had the COVID, the mini plagues.
Kind of flood.
Yeah,
a flood and a plague.
Uh-huh. And I didn't love it.
Okay.
I didn't love it. It was very, very hot. There was no breeze. The asphalt was boiling. You're in tents in a parking lot. That was my perspective sort of as a festival goer. Also, I live in Cooper Young, and I was like, oh, yes, I'm just going to walk right over across East Parkway and walk right in the Tiger Lane entrance. But that is not, they did not have an entrance on that side of the festival grounds. You had to walk, all the way around, which was fine, but it didn't really feel very welcoming in that way. But I've heard what you've heard, Chris, that people who are participating find it so much easier. People who are actually cooking, they want to get their rigs in there and they want to get their stuff set up. They like it a lot better.
It definitely seems better set up for a load in, load out.
Yes.
The logistics of it are better. You don't have the vibe down on the river. So there's some give and take there. Once enough alcohol is consumed, I wonder how much any of it matters, honestly.
That's a good point as well.
Yeah. So, it sounds like that's a likely relocation. I think it'll work out okay. Maybe not. We'll find out. What's left to be determined is the Future Music Fest, I guess, but that's for a different podcast. That's not although, sound bites, there's a sound component, but that's not really our purview here. What else is going on this week? Maciel's is announced they're going to open a location on Summer.
Yes.
That's interesting.
I know.
I love the quote about we want to basically I'm paraphrasing.
Yes.
We want to prove ourselves as a true authentic Mexican restaurant. Thus you have to go to Summer. That's the proving ground.
It is. Yeah. I think they'll do great. They're we're going to focus even more on tacos is what they said in the story that we have up on the Daily Memphian website from our reporter Sophia. But I don't know what that means. Because they already
have. Tacos, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, your focus is sort of your choice when you order, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I like Maciel's, both the downtown and the Cooper Young location. I actually ate at the Cooper Young location not too long ago, a few weeks ago. My mother was in town. We were looking for somewhere to grab a quick bite before our son's cross-country meet, and we went and sat on the patio there at Maciel's. I associate Maciel's. Other people may have different associations. But for me, chicken soup is a Maciel's order for me.
Yeah.
The queso fundido is a Maciel's order for me. I tend to not get tacos very often at Mexican restaurants, regardless. You guys, you're a Maciel's fan, right?
I'm a Maciel's fan. I like the crispy avocado tacos. I like their tacos. They're good.
I did get potato tacos.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't sure what to expect. I got crispy potato tacos.
Yeah.
It was basically kind of like cheesy mashed potatoes stuffed in it was tasty. Like I really liked it,
Yeah.
but I wasn't quite sure what to expect.
They're saying they're going to have breakfast at
I
the Summer
endorse
Avenue
that.
location, which is something we've talked about and
Yes.
coveted here on this podcast several times. So maybe that will be the little key that turns to make this location a little different.
I strongly endorse breakfast service at Mexican restaurants. I wrote about the Lapa Lapa, the Mex Waffle House from the Guadalajara people a few weeks ago, which is down further on Summer, which I'm a big fan of that place. And I'm gonna again blanket apology for mispronunciations for me on sound bites, but the Caminos de Michoacan on Macon, which is it's sort of a bakery restaurant combo. That's a great breakfast spot, not just for the bakery stuff, but for like I really like the potatoes and chorizo and egg plate there. I'm a big fan of Mexican breakfast stuff, so I endorse that. Whether we have too many Mexican restaurants or not, I say you can't have too many, but we definitely do not have too many Mexican breakfast options.
Agreed.
And what else? We got a restaurant coming in to the Memphis Jewish Community Center. That's going to be coming pretty soon, I think later this month. Sam's Corner. I know one person on this podcast is excited about that one.
Yeah, I'll be there a couple of times a week as I'm a member of the Memphis Jewish Community Center. And I'm really looking forward to it opening, not only for convenience, but I do think it's going to be pretty tasty.
So looking forward to that. So that's some of the stuff going on in Memphis. We're going to talk road trip. Like I said, I'm headed to Chicago. So I'm a believer in ripping off good ideas. I'm also a believer in giving credit for the good ideas when you rip them off. And so, I don't know, a few weeks ago, I was listening to Dave Chang's podcast. He does the food pod, and they got into a discussion about gas station food. And they got me thinking about gas station food. And then I'm getting in the car and I'm driving on Friday, so I started thinking about it even more. And I tend to get in a rut. I'm not adventurous. I get the same things every time. I have my gas station favorite. So I'm hoping I can get some new ideas out of this conversation. So I divided it into 4 categories of things you might get when you stop at a gas station on a road trip and you're fueling up your car and yourself. So we're going to find out what Natalie and Holly tend to do on those 4 categories. We'll start with sort of an easy one. You got to drink something. What are your beverage preferences on the road?
I am a Diet Dr. Pepper girl.
Okay.
Also, I have a feeling we're going to talk about Sonic in this conversation. And so the Diet Cherry Limeade.
Sonic is not a gas station.
I know.
It is a road trip stop.
But it's a road trip stop.
Yes.
So a Diet Cherry Limeade. Those are the first things that came to mind aside from like water and coffee.
Right.
At a gas station, I usually, if they're available, will get a Starbucks double shot in a can, which I've sang my praises for this product before. If that's not available...
Not only have you sang your praises, you've sent people out across the city looking for this product for you.
Did I do that to you a while back when we were in a shortage?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. So I love those. But if that's not available, I get one of those huge cans of the Arizona green teas.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
There are ones that are like $1.
Yeah, I can never finish
Forever?
it. Yeah, but it's a road trip thing. I never want it any other time, but if I see it at the gas station and the double shot's not there, I go for that beautiful green can.
So when I was in college and I used to do a lot of St. Paul, Minnesota to Memphis trips, like one shot, I did that all the time. I would load up on the super big gulp Mountain Dew basically to fuel my drive. I don't do that anymore. That is no longer, I care about it enough about my health not to do that anymore. But I feel like I have to have a beverage in my hand while I'm driving or it just doesn't feel right. And I need a lot of caffeine for longer road trips. So I have become like the coffee guy and I don't do like the Starbucks stuff at the gas station. I will either bring my cold brew and I got to think of it right here. You can hear it. Either bring my cold brew from home to start, or I'll go through like a Starbucks drive-through and get like the venti iced coffee, like the big iced coffee. But when I stop at a gas station, I'm trying to do water more often. But I like either a Coke or a Dr. Pepper in a can. And that's becoming harder to find. For some reason, it feels better in the car if I'm drinking out of the can than the bottle.
Well, and that's another item that sometimes they have the big cans of.
I don't
in the
like
gas
the big
station.
cans. I want the regular can.
The little
you
can.
know?
I'm not even considering water as an option because I'm bringing so much of that
Right.
with me from the start. But yeah, water is a given.
So my guilty pleasure soft drinks, which I haven't done either of these in a long time, but sometimes it feels, if you see it at the gas station, you're like, this is a gas station kind of thing. I like a new grape and I like a knee-high peach.
That's a good one.
Anybody have any weaknesses or guilty pleasures on the soft drink front? You might go against your better judgment and do every now and then.
A cherry vanilla Coke.
Cherry vanilla Coke.
I do like a cherry vanilla Coke, but like even just a regular Coke because it's so much sugar, and I'm like, I'm gonna drink this and it's gonna be delicious, and then I'm gonna have a little crash, and then I'm gonna have to drink another caffeinated. It's gonna be a whole
Hopefully,
thing.
just
Yeah.
a mental crash, not a real one.
Oh yes. Oh my God. Yes.
All right. So your gas station,
Mental.
your gas station snacks. And we're not talking about like the hot food. We're going to get to that. But your gas station snacks, your mass market, grab a bag or a wrapped thing. I think you can divide those into two categories: the sweet and the salty. Do we have a tendency towards sweet or salty? And in those two categories, what are we going with? I tend to get one of each. I need a balanced meal of gas station snack. I go sweet and salty.
I do the same. When I'm going sweet, I try to
We'll
get.
start with the sweet.
Okay. I do the Lifesavers gummies, but the berries. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? Okay. So do you know what I'm talking about, Holly?
Yeah.
Okay. Lifesavers gummies, there's like a regular flavor that's like all the traditional red, green. I don't know. I don't get that one. I guess it's wild berries or berries, but they're all berry flavors. That's my sweet.
Or you have an unwavering commitment to the Lifesavers gummies? Anything else you might do?
I mean, yeah, that's my unwavering commitment.
I have an unwavering commitment. And my unwavering commitment.
Wait, can I guess?
You're going to guess correctly. Go ahead.
It's Reese's.
No, but you're close.
Oh.
My unwavering commitment, this is something I get at least once every road trip from a gas station. My wife rolls her eyes at me every time. If she were listening now, which she is not, if she were, she would be rolling her eyes again, like in the car or whatever. It's not something I ever buy at the grocery store. I don't have it at home. It's strictly a gas station road trip thing. I always get a Nutty Buddy, a Little Debbie Nutty Buddy. That is my one true ultimate road trip gas station purchase is the Little Betty Nutty Buddy. If I vary from that, you're right. I vary on the peanut butter track. So I might get a Reese's stick.
I was going to say, why aren't you getting that? Because
I like the Reese's stick.
That's a better version of a Nutty Buddy.
It is better, but like the Nutty Buddy's more substantial. And
It's
something,
larger.
and maybe this is like, the sort of Proust Madeline, like childhood sort of thing. Like there were no Reese's sticks when I was a kid. There were Nutty Buddies when I was a kid. But I might get a Reese's stick. I might get a Nutter Butter. Well, the Nutter Butter, wafer cookies.
The cookies,
I have a weakness for peanut butter stuff, but the Nutty Buddy, that is my ultimate gas station snack. Sweet snacks, where are you at,
Sweet
Holly?
snacks. So I'm gonna get a Reese's. That's what I'm gonna get.
Like a peanut butter cup?
Like a peanut butter. Well, yeah, but like the pack that has like 2 in them.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm
the more
gonna
the
get.
wafer, the thin, round.
Yeah, the classic.
The pucks.
Yeah. Yeah, not like the little bite. Although when I was really little, apparently my dad would bring me those like the little Reese's like home from work every day, and so that began my love affair.
The
with
individually
Reese's.
wrapped.
Yeah, the individually wrapped ones. But
Those are great.
I've graduated now to eating two full ones in the pack. Now I used to and the thing about this is the only time I would ever eat this would get like the really big zebra cake.
Oh,
Do you know
I
what
like
Is
I'm
that
talking
also
about?
a Little Debbie?
It is also a Little Debbie. And
Little Debbie, man.
Little Debbie, but I would never get them in regular life. But
That's
like
right.
at the gas station, I would be like, oh yeah, that one. But I just can't do the sugar anymore. So I haven't done that in a long time, but I'll still chomp on a Reese's. I will.
Now, I don't think my dad does this anymore, but it used to be on road trips, like when I was a kid with my dad. He had a weakness for a Little Debbie snack, and his was the oatmeal cream pie. He'd get the oatmeal cream pie, I get the Nutty Buddy. Nutty Buddy. That's me. That's my sweet snack. Yours, Reese's peanut butter cups, and yours was some weird lifesaver thing I've never heard of.
the berry
Berries.
Lifesaver gummies. Yes.
All right, salty. So, are you more sweet or salty?
I am more salty.
So
now.
let's go with Holly's salty picks.
Okay, a Gardetto.
Which could be its own podcast, by the way.
Scardettos.
That's good.
That's the one.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
The little chip. Right?
I know, but
the
I
brown.
can't. Yeah, but I can't explain it. Like little bits and bobs of carbs that taste really delicious. And yeah, one of them is like a wafer chip crispy thing.
Is this like a Chex Mixy kind
It's
of
like
thing?
a Chex
Kind of,
Mixy
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
I truly don't know what each of the little items are, but they taste so good. And it's like you usually get like a lot in the bag, so it's filling. It's not like a bag of chips where there's like 4 in it.
I say it's shareable.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that.
No need to share
No need to
Gardettos.
share. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever noticed this or seen this. I'm
Okay.
not gonna look around. Smell this for me? What's it called?
and you just don't remember it. I'm going to pull it up right now while we're talking.
I'm going to read what it says.
Okay.
An irresistible mix of crunchy breadsticks. So it's like the little crispy breadsticks.
Oh, these
Little
are like pretzel things. Right?
Pretzel things.
Yeah.
A double
Right,
roasted rye chips, which are the best.
Those
part.
are the.
I think they actually sell bags of only
just
the chips.
the rye chips. Yes, they're delicious.
I don't know, but again, this is something I never get like in the store or like for a party even. It just, when I'm at the gas station on the road trip, I'm like, oh yeah.
They just call it snack mix.
Snack
And even
mix.
on the bag, it doesn't say what it is, but you look and you just know.
You just know.
Yeah, I'm not a big pretzel guy, so I'm happy for you that you have this in your life. But if I'm looking for like to shake up my own routine, I don't think I'm doing this for the lifesavers. You guys are not persuading me on your stuff.
I'm going to bring you
It's a me
some
problem.
so that you can try the rye chip things because you might like those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that you've never had this at, like, even people do a homemade version of this at like parties and stuff.
I'm just not a big pretzel guy. I'm
well,
not a
there's
big
more
pretzel
than
guy.
pretzels here.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Any other salty snacks you do have unwavering commitment to these?
It's that, or if I'm like really hungry, I'm getting like peanut butter crackers or something just plainly for sustenance.
Yes, I do this too.
Yeah.
I do
That's
this
where I'm
too.
at in my life now. Is
Yeah.
like, but
No. If I'm
yeah.
looking for like a meal that's not a meal from a gas station, we'll get to the meals in a minute. Like I really have like a hunger situation. Peanut butter cracker. There's
Yeah.
something about the just the basic,
Mhm.
peanut butter cracker. I don't even know what brand it is, but
Well, do you get the regular cracker or do you get the cheddar cracker?
I get the regular. I don't want anything to do with the cheddar.
I do
cracker.
get the cheddar.
You do get the cheddar.
I get
I
the
like them
cheddar.
both.
I get whichever one looks like it's not been there for a long time.
The one that's not just crumbs in the package.
Yeah. A lot of my road trips are down through Mississippi, down to in South Mississippi where I'm from, or to New Orleans or like the beach down there. So I'm going through some rural areas and I feel like they don't restock their snacks as often
Right.
as you want to. So sometimes the choice is made in like what looks freshest.
So what are your salty?
I said beef jerky.
Mm.
I was
and-
wondering if anyone's going to be a jerky. That's like a classic gas station thing. Not for me, but
Really?
it is a classic gas station thing.
Well, beef jerky is just a classic thing for me in life. But yeah, I'll get it on the road too. And or the cheddar Chex Mix.
Cheddar Chex Mix. Okay. I'm pretty basic. Like I'm a man of simple pleasures. I like a nacho cheese Dorito.
Oh.
That's definitely my go-to. I was looking at I was doing a little Googling before we started, and earlier this year, I think it was Time Out did a list of their top 21 gas station snacks. They had beef jerky third on their list, and they had the nacho cheese Doritos first. So I'm with them. I'm basic like that. I like a good nacho cheese Dorito. I do get to do the peanut butter crackers definitely sometimes. And the other thing that we'll get, my kids are way into, and my wife rolls her eyes at this too, is Pringles.
Yeah.
Which she will say that's not a real potato chip. It's like potato dust or whatever, like,
It's
formed
wheat.
into a chip. Is it wheat?
Yeah, we talked about this when we
Yes,
did
well, that's right. Yeah.
the other podcast where we tried all the chips. But yeah, Pringles there's some potato in it, but they're not just potatoes.
It's some kind of crispy, salty substance.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a sour cream and onion Pringles guy. I'll do that sometimes.
I like Pringles. I just don't think about them often.
Yeah. My son is way into, and he's gotten the family into this too, and these are delicious, but my son is into the white cheddar Cheeto Puffs,
Oh.
and those are tasty.
They are
And they're
good.
not quite as messy on your fingers as regular Cheetos are.
I think they are as messy, but because of the color,
That's right. You don't notice
it
the
as
messy
much.
as much, right?
Ooh.
Right?
Galaxy brain point right there.
All right. So we've saved the best sort of for last, maybe not last. But if you want to get real food at a gas station, then you could go through a drive-through, do other stuff. We'll talk about that too if we have time. But if you're going to get like food at the gas station, what are we doing? And I think to some degree this depends on where you're driving to.
Yes.
It does.
Because other parts of the country are not as they don't have the privileges that we have in terms of quality of gas station food. Like, it gets pretty dire in certain areas. I know as someone driving north, like, give me gas station food in Mississippi more than Minnesota, for instance. But what are we doing? Are we fried chicken people? Are we grabbing things off the rollers? I can't grab anything off the roll.
I'm not doing that. I am usually getting, and we were talking about this before we got started, what people call potato wedges or logs.
We were having a semantic conversation about what's a wedge and what's a log. Where are you on wedges and logs?
Having had no context into what y'all's previous discussion was, to me, a wedge is smaller. A wedge is like, you know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches or something. A log is like the length of the full potato, however long that potato was. So It's about the size. That's what I think of
the length
right
of
away.
The length of the potato and the thickness of like a quarter or whatever.
Yeah.
Or 6.
Like
or
they're
something
thicker probably than a wedge. Yeah. A
Okay.
log is like a real big fry, basically.
Yeah, this is you and I are simpatico on this, the wedge log difference. Now, in the world, there are people who call the smaller things logs or wedges, and it's sort of pick your language, right?
Yes.
But you also call the big what Holly and I call a log, you also call a wedge, which is defensible.
Yeah, I've never really. I've heard people call them logs, but I never knew that it was referring to the size. I just thought it was another name for the same product.
One of the differences to me, and we talked about this earlier, is the potato like dipped or dredged in the same batter as the fried chicken and fried, and you have that like fried crust around it. That's a true potato log, right?
Yeah.
I want that too.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a potato. I don't know. It's got to be fried with the crust, like you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a potato log person or no?
I am. I have a picture of this that I took at a gas station.
There we go.
In Buckatuna, Mississippi.
Do
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Because it's the last gas station
Before there's nothing.
It's on the state line between
I want to
Mississippi.
see this photo.
Here you go.
And
I don't care if the
Alabama.
people listening can't see the photo. I need to see
We'll
the
share it
photo.
with them. It's not the best photo. It just had to be documented.
Okay, so these are wedges.
Those are wedges. They're
delicious looking wedges, but they're wedges.
So good. There's also great fried chicken and cornbreads and all kind of things. But like, if I'm not feeling like risking that sort of commitment, but I do want real food, I'm getting these from the Buckatuna gas. And they're so good.
I'm getting them whether I'm hungry or not.
Yeah.
So are any of us getting fried chicken from the gas station?
It depends on if I'm driving.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's the problem. I'm always the one driving. And like, I'm not saying I'm above like gnawing on a chicken leg while I'm driving, but like that's not my preference necessarily.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I tend to go catfish. And this is only going to happen in this area, right? I tend to say yes to catfish whenever catfish is on any menu anywhere, whether it's a gas station or a restaurant. So like catfish and potato log, that's kind of my thing.
There are some other things that I like to get. It has to line up with the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're there right as their breakfast is ending and their lunch is starting, sometimes you can get the logs with a biscuit. And that's a great option for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just a straight biscuit or like a biscuit sandwich?
Whatever's open.
Right.
It
Sausage
doesn't matter.
biscuit
Whatever's
or whatever.
available.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, every now and then you will see like corn nuggets as an option.
I've never done that.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess you haven't either, Holly.
No, I've done that. I've seen it.
Okay. I think they're delicious. As
They're
long
great.
as they seem, you know what? I'm being picky. I'll eat them anyway. I'd prefer them like fresh rather than from frozen, but I'll eat it. Doesn't matter.
So do you have any other?
I am not.
Are you grabbing a hot dog?
I am not grabbing a hot dog.
I'm not
I am
either.
not grabbing anything
No.
on a roller.
Everyone
No.
talks about the taquitos as classic.
Absolutely not.
It's too open to the public. I'm not doing that.
I'm not eating anything on a warmer roller, anything that's spinning.
Yep.
I'm not eating any quote salad that has like mayo from a gas station. I'm just not. Now, this same gas station that I keep talking about in
The Buckatuna.
they have like a pizza roll thing that's kind of like a Hot Pocket, but longer and
I've never
better.
had it.
That's the only other thing that I really will ever eat in terms of like hot food from a gas station proper. I don't know. I've just never have. Unless we're talking about Buc-ee's, which probably doesn't count.
That's different.
That's different.
That we could do a whole pod on that.
I've never been to a Buc-ee's, I don't think. I need to correct this, I guess.
Big
What is
fan.
magical about Buc-ee's?
I'm speechless.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. It's the size, it's the volume, it's the fact that they have
The
everything. The selection. I'm talking food. I'm talking about a sign for your kitchen that says live, laugh, love. I am talking about an 80s style windbreaker that says Buc-ee's on it. That's leopard print that I may or may not own.
Also, the photo op with Bucky.
With Bucky, the little beaver man. That's
He's not
there.
little, but
Well,
yeah.
the guy. But then they also have a wall of beef jerky. They have all manner of like barbecue
A
sandwiches.
truck of tiny Buckies that
Yeah.
you can buy one from.
They have like sandwiches. They have like little things of fruit. I don't know. Before you go to the beach, you got to go to Buc-ee's and like, buy everything. They have candy. They have everything.
They have everything.
They have like
It's
their
almost a
own
Walmart.
sodas. Yeah. It's kind of like Walmart, Disney World, Buc-ee's, weird Southern home goods store combined. And like some
Yeah.
people go and they're like, wow, I hate this. This is horrible. There's too much going on.
Big Hobby Lobby vibes.
But you just
Oh,
gotta
no. See, you're not.
you gotta accept it though. You gotta accept it and experience it for what it is.
There are some treasures in there.
Mhm.
All right.
Like my jacket.
Oh.
We got a few minutes left. I'm just throwing.
Oh, wait.
Go for it.
No one mentioned boiled peanuts.
I
was thinking about
I was
boiled
just going to
peanuts.
get into more specifically hyper regional stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Depending on where we're driving. And so boiled peanuts, you bring it up. Driving in the parts of the southeast, you'll definitely see that. Not around Memphis as much, but you
No.
get more in the southeast.
And I don't know that I'd want them from
I
Memphis.
don't really. Not my thing. No,
Oh.
you guys pro boiled
On
peanut?
occasion, I do like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. I don't know if like road trip is the number one time that I'm eating them, but
Well, the only time I see them around it's when I'm traveling,
Yeah.
like south.
As someone has driven more southern Mississippi, Louisiana, do you ever do like boudin at gas stations? I hear that's a big gas station thing. The Natchitoches meat pie, is that like a gas station
I've seen
thing?
those. I think that when I'm down there, like where I'm going is gonna have like a better version of those things. So I'm not, you
Right.
know, I've never had them from. The
I've
gas
always heard
station,
like
but I've
boudin
seen
is a
them.
real big gas station thing.
Well, I
in
kinda
certain
wanna
parts
try
of
it
Louisiana. Okay.
I'll report back.
I stopped recently. It was I think it may have been in Sykeston. It was not the home of the throwed rolls. It was a gas station. But I stopped somewhere that was supposed to be like the great like fried pie gas station stop.
I know what you're talking
It was
about.
not good.
Oh, no.
It's lies. It's like they
Well,
sit on
like-
a throne of lies.
What did you get?
Lying pies.
I got like a peach fried pie, but it was cold and it wasn't good. And
Peach might have. I don't
I'm
know.
a
That
big
seems like a good
believer
option.
in like the true like made behind the counter fried pie at a gas station, which is hard to find these days. It's a very southern thing. This place advertising their fried pie-ness, all a big lie. Now, my all-time favorite personal like regionally specific gas station stop is in Waco, Texas, or outside of Waco, between Austin and Waco. When I used to go to South by Southwest every year, and I driving back up to Memphis from Austin, they have these Czech bakeries that are there on the side of the interstate with the gas stations, and they have the kolaches.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And that is some good bleep. Let me tell you, like that's like my all time favorite like gas station food thing that I can remember.
Extremely regional though.
Extremely regional. I'm pro extremely regional if it's good stuff. And I gotta say, as someone who spends a lot of time driving up into the upper Midwest, like they need to come up with something. They got nothing to hang their
They
hat
don't have
on in
like
terms of
some
gas
kind of
station food.
hoagie or some situation.
They got to come up with something. Let's get some Polish food or something. Give me some pierogies or something.
That's a good
I need
option.
something. That'd
Yeah.
work, right? In a gas station.
I think so.
Yeah. All right. You guys give me some ideas. I don't know if you totally persuaded me on your personal favorites. You give me something to think about as I hit the road this week. Thank you to Natalie on the mic, not just on the wheels of steel, and Holly, digital director of the Daily Memphian, back with us again. This has been Soundbites, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.